So if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Ann Arbor anytime soon, I just pulled the data from last month and I'm going to break down what it means for you if you're a buyer and what it means for you if you're a seller in today's market. Now, one thing that stood out to me in this report, and I think it's going to be really shocking for some people, but also really good news for other people who might own a home in the Ann Arbor market, is that home values are up over $200,000 over the past decade. Now, that's showing a lot of appreciation in a market, and increased value is really good for sellers if you're sitting on a pile of equity. However, if you're a buyer, there's a lot of things that you need to know. So whether you're considering buying or selling this year, I guarantee this info is going to help you know if you're leaving money on the table or if you're getting a great value for the home that you're looking to purchase. So make sure you stick around in this video. And by the way, I got all this information down in the description. There's a link to it. You can download the free report. And if you're new here, my name is Eric Meldrum, and my team and I help people just like you guys make that move here to Brighton, Ann Arbor, and all of the surrounding areas. So whether you're making a move in 1 month or 1 year from now, it doesn't matter. All my contact information is down below. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any new videos I put out, which is every single week, where I talk about the real estate market and all the surrounding cities and communities that you're going to learn about when making a move here to Ann Arbor and the orbit cities surrounding it. All right, so let's dive into it. And the way I think about real estate is actually pretty simple. You know, are people buying homes? Are people selling homes? And are things actually closing? Okay, it's a good question to ask in any market to know, are we in a buyer's market, are we in a seller's market, and are things getting across the finish line to the closing table? Okay, there's a lot of markets out there right now where deals are falling apart left and right. Okay, and in Ann Arbor specifically, the answer is yes to all three of those questions. Okay, last month alone, 116 new residential listings came to market. That's up 101 from a year ago. So year to date, 290 homes have been listed. That's up 10% from the same period last year. Now, new listings are up almost 15% from last year, and closed sales are up 9%. And this is a big one, okay? Inventory, which everybody's been waiting for, inventory is up 41% in Ann Arbor, okay? And that's huge, okay? So that's a spring, summer, real big lift to the market. And we're starting to see that. All that to say is more sellers are coming to the market, more buyers are closing. That's not a slow market here in Ann Arbor. The market in Ann Arbor is actually moving very quickly. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through what the data actually says and what it means if you're thinking about making a move this year. Now, on the buyer side, 60 homes closed last month, and that's up from 55 last year. And inventory, which is the total number of homes available, is sitting at 145 active listings. That's up 41% from a year ago in the same time period. Now, what this means is there's more options for buyers than we had in a while, okay? More sellers are willing to come to market. Both sides are showing up to the market. That's what a healthy start to the summer looks like. Now, you may have seen some headlines about the real estate market saying Ann Arbor prices are down year over year, and that's technically true, okay? The median came in at $542,500 for a single family home, compared to $590,000 for that same single family home last year at the same time. But here's what that doesn't tell you, and let me explain. 2025 was an outlier for real estate prices, okay? Prices spiked unusually high last spring, heading into the summer, and then they settled back down, okay? The year-to-date median, which smooths out those single month swings where things get real high or real low, depending on the type of sales that are taking place, that median right now is $522,500. That's a much more stable number coming into the summer selling season in Ann Arbor. And the average sales price year to date is down less than 1% from last year. So the market hasn't corrected. It just found a more realistic floor after that spike last year. Now, the other number worth knowing, and this is a number that we track religiously from neighborhood to neighborhood to know what some of the hot neighborhoods are and what type of offer you really need to bring to the table for that home. Now, the average home in Ann Arbor, and this is just blanket for the whole entire city of Ann Arbor, is homes are selling over 101.8% of list price, okay? Sellers are getting above asking, and that doesn't really happen in a soft market. That just really indicates that the Ann Arbor market is moving and it's aggressive. So if prices are finding the floor and the activity is picking up, the question is what does this mean for you right now? Okay, depending on where you're at in the process could mean a lot. So let's take a look at buyers first, because this is probably you. If you're looking to relocate to Ann Arbor, then you're gonna fall into this category if you're looking to buy a home when making a move here. Now, the buyers who have been waiting, and they could be waiting for a number of reasons, okay? Waiting for prices to come down, waiting to see what the market does. Okay, I'm telling you right now, this summer is going to get a little bit more aggressive than I've seen in the past. Okay. There's a lot of people who are making moves right now because for the last 3 years, they've just been sitting on the sidelines. Okay. There's a lot of people who are looking to get into homes and there's a lot of pent up demand. So this could be your window. Now, it doesn't mean that every single home is going to be aggressive. Now, you do have more homes to choose from, than you did a year ago. Inventory's up 41%, and we're starting to see that even coming in to the early summer months. Inventory's up even a little bit higher as I'm looking at some pre-numbers from this month that we're in. These are just numbers from last month. So I'm seeing those signs coming into this month as well. And you're still in a market where homes close. So you're not going to be waiting forever for sellers to negotiate or drop the price. Most people are being very decisive and things are moving and closing quickly. Right now, in terms of inventory, we're sitting at 2.8 months of supply. And this means there's still a seller's market. Okay, it's not flipped to buyers. It's still in the favor of sellers, but it's a more balanced and more realistic market than we've seen in the past if you're making offers. Now, if you're a seller looking to sell your home this summer, there's a couple things that you need to know. And when we look at the summer months, this is when Ann Arbor moves a lot of inventory. Okay, a lot of inventory is going to be transacting over the next couple months in the summer. And this is not new news. Okay, this always happens. And this is just a seasonal market, in Michigan here, because a lot of people do want to make a move in the summer for school systems, job starts, just change of life. And this is the perfect window to do it in. So a lot of people do prefer to do it in the summer, which is why we see the summer become really our Super Bowl for a lot of inventory moving pretty quickly. So again, buyers who have been waiting on the sidelines all year, they're looking right now in the summer. So the data backs that up. Last month alone, we had 60 closings, and out of those 60 homes, they closed at 101% of asking price. Now, the one piece of advice I would give to you on pricing is the days of pricing above market and watching multiple offers roll in within 48 hours, that is becoming less and less, unless you are in a very, very desirable neighborhood, okay? But generally speaking, buyers are smart these days, and sellers that are reaching for a high price are actually getting called out in the market. The homes are sitting, and you might see a home sitting on the market for 30, 60 days. You're like, wow, that's a nice house. Why hasn't anybody scooped it up? Well, the reason is because the seller might have an ambitious price and they weren't willing to budge for the first 30 days. Now, days on market for sellers are up to 41 days from 29 days last year, and pricing it right from day one matters more than ever, you guys. Okay, so even though homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, this is why it's so important to have it priced accordingly, because again, buyers have the option. There's more inventory coming to market, and sellers who are reaching for a specific price and really kind of testing the market, that's not working in this particular market anymore. And there's one thing worth flagging, and this is more relevant if you are looking at the condo market. Okay, and this is a segment that's kind of telling a different story right now than single family homes. Condo inventory is up 50%. Pending sales are actually down 53%. And the months of supply for condos is already up to 4.7 months of supply compared to 2.8 for single family homes. Now, condo market is much softer. So a lot more inventory, a lot more homes sitting on the market a little bit longer. So if condos are part of your home search, you have a lot more options in the market, and certainly a little bit more room to negotiate than you would if you were looking for a single family home. So thought that was worth kind of mentioning and knowing. And sellers, if you're trying to sell a condo, that's also really good to know that you're up against a lot of inventory. So if you have questions on what the market is doing right now, or maybe you want specifics on a certain neighborhood that you're looking at, drop those in the comments below, or better yet, just reach out and we can talk about, that particular neighborhood. I'm happy to send over, a specific report if that's what you're looking for. And also, I want to put this into a condensed version of this as well. The free download for the whole entire report's down there, but I also want to kind of summarize where we're at. Okay, there's a lot of data to kind of get through, but the Ann Arbor market here coming into summer is very active. Okay, we got a lot more listings coming. We have more closings happening than ever. Prices have settled down, from the spike in 2025. So if you're selling in today's market, you're pricing it right, it's in good condition, the market's going to reward you. Now, if you're a buyer and you've been waiting for years, or maybe you're just getting into the market, okay, there's options. Okay, there's a lot more inventory coming, but you do need to be decisive. This is not the market where you can go look at a home and take 3, 4, 5 days to really kind of mull it over. You do have to be decisive because things will get quickly. And if you want to know when the best time to look online, or you might see this from listings that I send you or anybody who's sending you listings, all the listings are coming on like a Thursday. Okay, that's going to be your day of the week where if you want to pay attention to what's coming to market, specifically look Thursday. Sure, there'll be a couple like outliers and handful of properties listed, throughout there, but Thursday is where you're really going to see that flood of inventory coming to market. So if you are trying to time your move and get into a home this summer in Ann Arbor, now is your window. Okay, this is when we should be planning and getting a game plan together to make sure we have all of your requirements, we know what we're looking for, and you're ready to go with you hit boots on the ground or come into town to look at homes, or if we're doing virtual showings. Okay, we have all these options available for our clients that we work with, and being heavy on the relocation, we know what it's going to take to get you the information that you need in order to make decisions if you're not here to actually see the home in person. So we can go over all that. All you got to do is book a Zoom call. All my contact information is down below. And you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos just like this. I got a couple more videos on communities and cities in the surrounding Ann Arbor orbit. So until next time, I will see you on the next one.